The Student Center is busy tonight with multiple events. Dr. Craig Curtis is presenting on the future of the Supreme Court and why it matters who wins the 2016 presidential election.
The event starts at 7:30 in the Executive Lounge. Hannah Tebow is there live with Dr. Anji Phillips to bring us more information. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Jackie and Katie. I am in the basement of the Student Center right now, where the future of the Supreme Court lecture will be starting in about an hour. I am joined by Dr. Anji Phillips, a communications professor on campus. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Phillips.
Thanks, happy to be here.
To jump right in, for those who don't quite understand what's going on between the President and the Congress about the dispute over the Supreme Court nominations, could you explain the situation and the importance?
Sure thing. So, as we know, the Supreme Court has 9 justices, and when Antonin Scalia passed away, that left only 8. At this point, the court is then split 4-4 along ideological lines. So because President Barack Obama is a Democrat, everyone assumed he was going to nominate someone pretty left-leaning. And so a lot of the Republicans that currently control the Senate are a little concerned about who might be nominated.
So how are both the Democrats and the Republicans using this nomination in the media to their advantage?
Well, they preemptively, the day that Justice Scalia passed away, the Senate Majority Leader announced that they would not even vote or examine the next person that the President submitted for nomination. And that essentially that's the job of the Senate, is to review and confer and affirm the President's decision, or vote up or down, or disagree. So currently, the Republicans are trying to tell us that, hey, we need to wait for the next election, and the Democrats are like, hey, do your job. Actually, the President doesn't become a lame duck, quote unquote, until the President-elect is happening. And so what they're trying to do is a waiting game and wait to see if, for example, Donald Trump or Ted Cruz gets the presidency, which means they would probably nominate someone more conservative to the court.
So what about Merrick Garland himself? He's considered a moderate by his history of rulings while serving as the Chief Judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals. What would this do to the Supreme Court's future rulings?
That's a really great question. Short term and long term are 2 different things. In the short term, it's probably not going to make a whole lot of difference because he's pretty neutral when it comes to previous judgments. It's really going to be more about the long term when it comes to the next Supreme Court nominee. So whoever the next president is going to make a big decision. So that's really what we're going to wait for.
There is currently a Senate race between Tammy Duckworth and Representative Mark Kirk. This is for the 8th District of Illinois Senate. Should students be more focused on this rather than the Supreme Court nominations?
That's really interesting. So if, for example, the Democrats take control of the House through a majority, then they could affirm whoever they want to anyway. So President Obama, by nominating someone that's already been through the Senate confirmation process, has already been approved by 7 of the current Republican senators that are currently sitting. Those all look pretty good. So it's a wait-and-see game to see who's going to win.
Live from BUTV News, I'm Hannah Tebow.